knows that hosting the holidays can take your stress level from 0 to 60. So she's back with tips to make sure this year will be the holiday entertaining season that you actually enjoy. Shoana, you have hosted a lot of parties.
Yep.
And I want to talk about the difference between doing a dinner party or a cocktail party, because they're very different things. And very different vibes.
Yeah, and like pros and cons to both.
Yes.
So think about the style you want. Well, let's go through the pros and cons, and then you guys can kind of decide what you're looking for.
And I will get you all to decide. Let's weigh in on this. So let's start with the dinner party, the pros.
Pros. So dinner parties are really intimate.
Yes.
Even if they're a big group of people. It can be intimate 4 people, 2 people actually, of course. And it can be intimate even if there's 12 or more. Because basically at a dinner party, whoever's in your orbit during the meal is really who you're talking to. That might be a con coming up.
It could be a con.
Foreshadowing. And so they tend to be really intimate, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. For real, good, hopefully you can get into deeper conversations. You can maybe meet new people. And so they're definitely intimate. The other thing that's a pro for some people is you can really flex your culinary skills. If you want to plan a menu and you want to course it out and do wine pairing with it, or even if you're new at this and you want to practice, try doing a 2-course dinner, a 3-course dinner or something, whatever your level is at. Dinner parties give you an opportunity to kind of flex, explore, expand. If you're with a crowd that you are comfortable with, expand your previous dinner party experience, let's say.
I like that. Okay, so that can be a lot of fun. Any other pros?
And then one other pro would be you can choose a dinner party, can be formal or casual.
True.
So you can go all out and do the full 9s, or it can be a casual dinner party. It can be family, style, family dining. It can be whatever you want. So I like that it can kind of fit the style of for yourself so you have fun, but also of your friends and family that are invited.
Oh, I love that. Okay, let's talk about the cons. Why should you think twice before hosting a dinner party?
Major con, and I fully get this, is it's extremely time consuming.
No kidding.
It's really time consuming to plan a proper dinner party. Your menu planning, your maybe wine pairing, you're maybe doing, appetizers on top of the dinner party, like hors d'oeuvres or pre-cocktails, or lots of prep, multiple dishes. If you're coursing, you're figuring that out. Now, I'm not trying to intimidate somebody out of doing a dinner party, but even if it's a small, more modest type version of it, for you, that also might be challenging, so that's a time-consuming thing. So I would call that a con. Listen, I still think it's great fun, and I love doing it, but it's one of the things that are con.
Also, dietary restrictions.
Yes.
You got to take all that into account. You got to take into account, are people going to get along? Is the ambiance going to be good?
Well,
this
is the other con that I would say is the seating arrangements. If you have a complicated group of people, family, no, my family's great, not mine, but some people do complicated.
No, it can get complicated.
I have to see my family for Christmas in a couple of weeks. I got to make sure I'm not dissing them right now. No, love them. No, but whether it's your friends and family, like maybe a friend, a couple, they're not having a great time right now, and they shouldn't be seated at the same part of the table, and you have to think of that and do seating arrangements. And so maybe if that's your case, a dinner party might be adding more
stress,
cons than pros.
There's nothing worse, and this happened a couple of times, than a couple that is jabbing at each other the whole night. It's like
the worst.
Is this going to turn into a full-blown domestic here? Like, I wish this wasn't happening in my dining room. It makes it very awkward. So let's move on to cocktail parties. Cocktail party, what do you think is good about them? Okay,
I love a cocktail party, beyond the cocktails, but I really do love a cocktail party because I'm a social butterfly, and that's the biggest pro when it comes to cocktail parties. It's awesome for socializing. You can go in and out of conversations, you can butt into people, what they're talking about, you can move along, you can get a moment kind of to chat with everybody you want to, maybe meet new people. You're not kind of stuck in that one area.
There's movement.
There's movement. There's flow to it. I love, 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 love that part of it. I definitely a pro. I understand that might be a con for some if you're shy. I do understand that. And also, I find cocktail parties less formal. And I don't necessarily mean dress. If you want to show up and to ask everybody to come in their 9s, like a New Year's Eve party, all decked out, that's cool. And so are like jeans and slippers for a cocktail party, whatever your style is. But it's less formal because it's casual conversations. Pop in and have small talk, find a corner and get into a deep conversation. It can kind of go with the flow and what your mood is for that day.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Anything that's tricky about them?
It is, I would say the tricky thing about them is limited seating.
Yeah.
If you've got people that are elderly or can't stand for a long time for whatever reason, you have to make sure they're accommodated for. And I find at cocktail parties, once a few people start to sit down, everybody kind of wants to do that sit down. So you have to make sure you have a lot of seating if that's something that you think is going to come your way with your group.
Yes.
And I think could be a pro or a con is I find cocktail parties are less food focused often.
Yeah.
This can be different strokes for different folks, but that can be a good thing if you're not great at planning menus, but you can kind of serve whatever it is you want, a mishmash of things. You don't have to plan it out so much. It's nibbles. But it can be a con because it's also less focused.
Right.
You know, so if you need someone who needs more focus, it can be less food focused. But
what's your favorite?
I do like both, but if I had to choose one, I like a cocktail party because I like the social.
Okay.
And it can get into dancing and
everything should lead to dancing in my world. Like that needs to be the ultimate place where we end.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the audience, dinner party. What do you think? By applause, would you be into hosting a dinner party?
Oh. Okay.
Would you be into hosting a cocktail party? It's all about the stress-free entertaining, and that's what I think when I think cocktail party. Absolutely. I love it. Shoana, thank you for that.